Good evening, everyone. We will begin the evening service of the World Messianic Church of America Miroku Association headquarters, expressing our gratitude to God and Meishu-sama for the permission and protection granted us while participating today in God's divine plan of constructing paradise on this earth. Amatsu-Norito and Miroku Prayer. Please stand. Taka-ama-hara ni kamsumarimasu. Kamurogi kamurogi no mikoto mochite. Sumemi oya kamu izanagi no mikoto. Tsukushi no imuka no tachihana no. Odo no ahagi harani. Misogi hara itamo. Toki ni narimaseru. Harai dono o kami tachi. Moro moro no magagoto sumike hare o. Harai tamae kiyome tamae toma o sukoto no yoshi o. Amatsu kami kunitsu kami yao yorozu no kami tachi tomo ni. Ame no fuchi koma no mimi uritatete. Kikoshi neseto kashikomi kashikomi mo maosu. Miroku o mikami mamori tamae saki ae tamae. Miroku o mikami mamori tamae saki ae tamae. Oshie mi oya nushi no kami mamori tamae saki ae tamae. Oshie mi oya nushi no kami mamori tamae saki ae tamae. Kam nagara tamachi haemase. Kam nagara tamachi haemase. Great God of light, creator and giver of all light, in accordance with your divine will, the long age of night draws to an end. Your radiant divine light, shining ever more brilliantly, awakens the dawn of the glorious age of light, a time long awaited by all humanity. We thank you for guiding us to your divine plan and for the privilege of channeling and receiving Johrei. May our spirits and bodies be illuminated and purified as we live your truths given to us by Meishu-sama. Make us pure and effective instruments of your divine light, so that we may serve you and all those with whom we come in contact. May paradise on earth be realized, with health, peace, and prosperity, a reality in our lives. Great God of light, bless and protect us. Radiate our souls with your divine light, so that we may truly become instruments of your great plan. Please be seated. We will now receive Group Johrei.
Obrigado, Meishu-sama.
Johrei is now concluded. Let us now listen to the teachings of Meishu-sama. Excuse me. Illness. The teachings that guide people to true health are paths of salvation ordained by God. Do not fear illness or hardships. Accept them as God's blessings, a way of purifying us of our accumulated spiritual clouds. Even though illness is healed through prayers, we still hold medical science in high esteem. The primary purpose of Johrei is not to effect physical healing. Johrei is an action that brings about spiritual fulfillment and true happiness on earth. I say this because sickness is a form of purification, and the real cause of sickness is clouds on the spiritual body, which are dispelled through that purification. Johrei is a way by which all the negative experiences of a person can be eliminated. In this sense, poverty and conflict are also manifestations of purification. However, the most serious of all purifications is illness, because it involves one's very life. Therefore, when the problem of disease is solved, other miseries such as poverty and conflict are automatically solved too. Since the solution of this misery is essential for the attainment of true happiness, it needs to be clearly understood that the cause of all miseries is clouds on the spiritual body, and that the simplest and surest way to dispel clouds and attain true happiness is Johrei. Therefore, Johrei is not merely something to be used for the healing of physical illness.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining the Miroku Association headquarters evening service, and thank you for your regular prayers towards world peace, the victims of wars, of natural disasters, as well as man-made disasters and accidents. This evening, the faith experience I want to share with you is from Elda da Silva Souza. This is from Teresina in the state of Piauí in Brazil. May of 2023, a young woman passed by the street where Elda lives and offered a flower and a prayer to her and her husband. They accepted, and she then shared that she was going through difficult times, as her husband, who works with small plaster finishing jobs, had been unemployed for quite some time. In addition, there was days when she could barely walk or perform simple tasks, such as washing dishes, as she suffers from arthritis and experiencing intense pain. She took various medications and injections, but saw no improvement. A few days later, she received another visit from that same woman. She mentioned that despite the problems, she felt calmer. The woman then invited her to participate in Johrei gatherings at her home on Thursdays. She and her husband began attending the gatherings, bringing their grandchildren and guests along. As she received Johrei, she began to notice some changes. Within 5 months, her pain improved. She no longer needed medications or injections and was able to move around normally. As a result, she developed the desire to channel the divine light and embraced our practices of faith in October of 2023. Family members and friends, noticing the change in her appearance and demeanor, became curious about what was going on. She would reply that it was thanks to the light of Johrei. Consequently, many began receiving Johrei, and a neighbor received the Ohikari just 2 months after she did. By the grace of God and Meishu-sama, her husband's work improved significantly, and he too received the Ohikari in January 2024. That same year, her granddaughter received the Ohikari and her grandson received the Shoko child locket. Coming to know Meishu-sama and the sacred Johrei transformed her life and that of her family. She commits to remain steadfast in our practice of faith, channeling much Johrei in order to bring happiness to others. Currently, she continues supporting others and conducts Johrei gatherings at her home on Thursdays, as well as the homes of members and attendees on Sundays. Elda is deeply grateful to God and Meishu-sama, as well as her ancestors, for all the blessings received. Thank you very much for attending this evening service and listening to this beautiful faith experience. I wish you all a wonderful evening.
And this brings to a conclusion our evening service. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. And have a blessed evening.